guys, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel and happy Artsy Fartsy Friday. Before we get into the art chat portion of today's video, I just have a super brief and exciting announcement, and that is I am hosting a giveaway where you have an opportunity to win a Zodiac calendar of your very own. The prize will also include the limited edition cover print as well as one of the limited edition Zodiac stickers that will be selected at random. The giveaway is only open for a very short time from today, December 14th, till December 17th. I will select a winner on December 17th and I will be mailing out the calendar before December 20th. So we are moving quickly here, people. The giveaway is open international. You have to be 18 or older or have your parents' permission because I do need a mailing address in order to mail you the calendar. I will be emailing the winner on December 17th, and if I don't get a reply within 24 hours, I will be selecting a new winner just so that we can speed this process up. How you enter is through a link down below. It will be the very first link in the description bar. Basically, you can just follow me on my various social media. Each one gets you an additional entry into the giveaway, and shout out to my patrons because you get an extra entry just for pledging to me on Patreon. So you can find out more information about that down below. Make sure you click the links. There's always good stuff down there, guys, so make sure you check it out. And without further ado, let's get into today's video. So today I am going to be coloring an illustration using the December Copic colors. The colors for this month were B00, B12, and B18. These colors were super awesome and they work really well together. I highly recommend using these colors together just if you have them in your collection because they are really beautiful. When I first saw the colors, I was a little bit stumped on what to create. So I actually went to social media, like I often do, and I asked you guys what you thought I should do with these colors. And one of the suggestions that I received was to do a Japanese wave drawing. And that idea kind of stuck with me for a couple of days, and I did a couple concept sketches, and the more I kind of sat with it, this idea popped into my head of a girl sort of being trapped under the wave. And in the final sketch, you can see her dress sort of flows up into the wave and is part of the wave. And I thought that was kind of a neat idea. Now, this isn't meant to be like a super, rendered, logical illustration that makes perfect sense. Really, what this illustration turned into was sort of just an opportunity for me to get my emotions out on the page. I posted this on Instagram yesterday with the caption sort of roughly saying that this is how I have been feeling the last couple of months. It sounds a little dramatic. It's not that serious, guys, but I wanted to have a bit of a conversation about art block, but also something that might be more than art block. I've talked about art block in the past, and my consensus is that it's a very common experience that a lot of artists experience, and they experience it all differently. But what I've been experiencing over the last couple months is not necessarily a lack of motivation to draw or a lack of desire to create. It's sort of the opposite, actually. I have a lot of desire to create, and I have so many ideas that I want to do, but I'm lacking in other resources, namely time, money, and energy. And I feel like that's almost harder than dealing with a lack of motivation because I want to create all of these things and I want to do all of these fun and exciting projects. But I kind of have to take a step back and focus on taking care of myself and making sure I'm getting enough sleep and not consuming too much caffeine and that I'm taking care of my body. All of these things are sort of taking priority, and that's hard for me. And what's even harder is this is not the first time I've had to learn this lesson. I'm sure many of you guys can relate, but if you've ever had art block, you probably just haven't had it one time, but maybe multiple times. And I feel like every time you experience art block, it kind of hits you twice as hard, and it knocks you down a little bit more than it did the time before. And it can be really hard to learn lessons a second time. that is sort of what I've been experiencing. And I realize how hard it is to take my own advice. And then I feel really weird about the fact that I come on the internet and I tell you guys how to be better and how to focus on your needs and how to overcome art block. And I'm kind of like, wow, I am full of it because I am going through this right now and I am not doing any of those things, and I am just sort of wallowing in my own feelings, and it sucks. So I've definitely done my fair share of motivational, inspirational content, and I like doing that kind of content, and I think it's valuable for the right type of person, and maybe it's what some people need to hear in that moment. But I also think that there might be some of you out there, myself included, who don't necessarily need a pep talk, who just sort of need to feel validated and feel heard and feel like they're definitely not alone in their experience of feeling stuck and feeling trapped. And maybe it's not art block, but it's life block, and that you just feel like, you know, nothing's really working out, and that, like, you know, you're kind of just treading water. Not to relate it back too much to the illustration, that's kind of cheesy, but it just, that's how it feels. And this isn't the first time I've experienced this, and I've kind of been fighting it off for the last couple of months, and then it kind of just hit me like, wow, I am really not, you know, satisfied with where I'm at with my art. And the pressure of social media is tremendous. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And I think that that's one of the biggest contributing factors to me feeling this way and feeling so stuck, is because I see people online creating these really awesome projects, and then I get so inspired to do the same. I want to do that. I want to make that. And then I don't have time. And that sucks, because I would really love to have time to create all of the fun and exciting projects that I have in my head. But I can't. And I have to sort of reprioritize my life and figure out, you know, what do I need to do? Well, I need to get up, I need to go to school, I need to go to work, and I need to get, you know, certain things done. And art, at the end of the day, is the only thing that is really left just for me, for fun. And when I can't do the thing that I love for fun because I don't have time, it really builds up and impacts me in a negative way. And that's sort of what I've been feeling over the last couple months, and that's sort of what this illustration is meant to capture. And that wasn't intentional as I was drawing it, but I think there was definitely this subconscious part of me that was like, I'm trapped, there's a wave of responsibility crashing over me, I don't know what to do. You guys get it. That's basically what I was going through and what my internal monologue was saying. And it sort of just spilled out onto the page. And I think life's funny that way, because really my life kind of just always comes back to art. Art might be what is causing me to feel stressed and overwhelmed and crazy, but it is also one of the only things that I can do that makes me feel better. And I think that that's so strange, because I was even thinking about this illustration, right? There was a part of my brain that was like, we have to get the December Copic illustration done. We need to get it up on YouTube. We need to post it on Instagram. We need to do all of these things. It needs to be professional. It needs to be perfect. And then there was part of me that was like, screw it. I just want to draw something. And those two parts of my brain that kind of battle with each other in that way really balance each other out. And the end result was this. I created a video, I posted it, I uploaded the video on time, but I also made something that I really like and that I'm proud of and that represents me and what I'm going through and gives me the opportunity to talk about these experiences and how they affect me, because it might help you guys too. And that balance is making me feel really awesome right now. And I'm not saying that I'm always going to feel this great and this positive about everything that I do, but I feel that way right now, and I'm going to run with it because it feels good that I can find a balance that works for me. So this video doesn't really have like a clear and concise end point. The takeaway from this video is I struggle with art block too, or life block, or whatever you want to call it, and it comes and goes in waves, so to speak. And I feel like that's true for most things in life. So if you're going through art block right now, just know that it is not a permanent situation. It may suck right now, and you're allowed to admit that it sucks, and you can vent about that to your friends or online or in the comment section down below. Feel free to just ramble on about how much art block sucks, because it does. But it's temporary. And maybe if you're not going through art block necessarily right now, maybe you're going through more of that life block situation that I mentioned, that's temporary too. Like anything in life, there's days where we feel like we have it all under control, and then there's days where it controls us. But either way, it's a temporary situation and we'll get through it. So yeah, that is basically the takeaway from this video. I just never want to paint the picture like I'm perfect and I have everything under control and I always know what I'm doing and I'm always positive about things, because I'm not. And that's the reality of it. I feel better today than the day I did this illustration, which is kind of a funny coincidence. I feel like it makes the tone of this video very strange, but it also kind of makes it more accurate. I created this illustration less than a week ago, and today I have this completely new attitude and outlook about this whole experience. And I think part of that is because this illustration helped me process my emotions, and I've had a lot of time to reflect on what this illustration means to me and just sort of how it conveys that message. But I also just want to use this as an opportunity to open up the conversation with you guys. I'm not perfect. I'm not an expert. And that is not my goal here. My goal is to create a space for all of us to talk openly about these things and build and grow and learn from each other. That is my goal. So hopefully that came across in this video. That is pretty much all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Make sure you enter my giveaway. Again, all the information for that is down below. Shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for the support this month. You guys are the best. That is all I have to say for today. So I guess I will see you on the internet. Bye guys.